Hey, this is Andrew Brown, and welcome to another pre-week video. We ran into a little bit of a snag with Terraform login, and so we need to automate that to make our lives a lot easier for the configuration of our environment. If you're not using Gitpod, this is not a problem for you, but if you are, it will be an issue. And now it kind of validates why we learned about bash scripts earlier, because we're going to write a bash script. I told you bash scripts are useful for everything, even when we're using Terraform. So what we'll do is go ahead and launch up our environment. We still have some stuff open here because I was using it a moment ago. I'm going to leave some of it open so I don't have to go navigate for some of this stuff. And we'll go ahead and open this workspace. Okay. And while this is going, I'm just going to clear out some of these older ones I'm using because these tokens are done. Okay, I'm going to leave this token page open here. If you're looking for it, it's under your user settings in Terraform Cloud. We want to make sure that we create that file here, this one here, and we want to have this set up. So I'm going to see if ChatGPT will write the bash script for us. I really don't want to figure this out by scratch. You can copy this from my code, or you can write it out or try to use ChatGPT yourself. Just get the code in your repo however you want, and just make sure you understand how it works. So I'm going to go here and continue on this conversation, say, write a bash script that will generate out the JSON file, this, with the JSON structure, JSON structure you generated out, and it should use the nvar Terraform Cloud token. Okay, let's see if it can figure that out. Terribly written, but we'll see if it understands what I'm saying. So it creates the bash script. That looks good. If the token is there, then it'll throw an error. Great. It's going to cat out the file, and it's going to use that. That looks really good to me. So let's copy and paste that. Hopefully it works. The thing is with bash scripts is that these files here, these programs like cat, echo, all this stuff, they can work different on different distributions, like Linux distributions. So if it's not working, we might have to fiddle with it, but I'm hoping that it just works the first time around. We could also tell ChatGPT it's for Debian or Ubuntu, but the thing is it doesn't always work as expected. So I'm going to go here and say, generate, what is this called? What's this file called? TFRC credentials. Generate TFRC credentials. Okay, and we'll go ahead and paste this in. I'm going to make one change to the code here, and I'm just going to stick with this one. Whoops, here at the top. This one we don't have to change workspaces. It's not doing anything special. So we expect it to take that token and work. So what I'm going to do is take this here and set it. So I'm going to say export. We'll do it for real. So I'll go over here and I'm going to set a token for 1 hour. What I want you to do here is set this for longer. This bootcamp is going to be, 4 weeks? So set it for 30 days. Set it even longer if you want. You don't need it to be super long, but the idea is just to do that. I'm going to set it for 1 hour, and then off screen, I'm going to set it for something longer. But again, set this for like 30 days, okay? We'll go here, and I'm just going to say this is for Terra Towns. Generate that out. I'm going to copy it. We're going to go over here, and what I want to do is I want to do gp env, and we're going to type in Terraform Cloud token equals single quotations. Always put it in single quotations. It'll save yourself so much trouble. We'll paste that in there. I'm going to just zoom in so you can see what this is. Okay. Hopefully that is easier to see. And I'm going to go hit enter. I'm going to hit up, and I'm going to do this for export as well. So we'll type in export and hit enter. We'll type in clear. I'm going to do env grep. I'm going to confirm that it's there. It is there. We created this new file here. We need to chmod it. We learned that earlier. So we'll do the bin generate there. We'll type in clear, and now we're going to execute it and see if it actually makes the file. So this will be bin Terraform, generate credentials. And so it says it's been generated out. We can confirm that by taking a look at its path. So this should get generated out where? Where's it going to generate out to? Here. That might not be the right location. That's not where we want it to go. We want it to go into the correct location. And we did this earlier. So in our documentation, we wrote it. That's why writing documentation is useful. We'll go down below here. This needs to go here. So we'll copy this and we'll go back over to this file and we want it to generate out to here. I'm going to tell it to say like the file needs to generate in this location. If the folders don't exist, create them. Okay, because that was where it didn't know what to do there. And we'll give it a moment to write that. So that looks a lot better. Okay, we'll go ahead and copy this. And I'll go back. And again, if you have to stop this video, go look at my repo. My repo is public. You can just go to the branch and grab this code if you want. That'll save you a lot of trouble. But we'll go ahead and do that. And so that should resolve that issue there. I don't want this file to be here. I'm going to delete it. We do not want to have that there. That's your token. You really don't want that committed to your repo. And I said this before, you be careful about having junk files in this repo. I will not tolerate it. Sorry. Anyway, we'll go over here and I will not tolerate it. I sound like so mean. Anyway, we'll type in clear here and we'll see if this actually generates where we want it to be. I kind of wanted to print out the target directory as well, but that's totally fine if it's just the file. So we'll hit enter. Oh, it does. Okay, so it is here. We can cat the file to see its contents. And so there's the file. Okay, so that's all we need to do. We can type in Terraform init just to make sure everything is fine here. It is. So what we'll do is we'll go over to here and we'll go into our, what are we looking for? Our gitpod YAML file. And we're going to provide that as a source as well. And we'll say bin generate TFRC credentials. If you're not confident with your spelling, we'll go to the rename, copy it, and I'll paste it here so there's no issue. When we change this, we really should relaunch our environment to make sure that it's working correctly. And I'm working in main again. I totally forgot to do this. We'll go back over here. This happens sometimes. And we'll just say automate or generate TFRC. Generate TFRC. And we'll just say create a bash script using TFRC, using ChatGPT or anything to create TFRC file. Create new token for 30 days in Terraform Cloud. Okay, we'll go and create that, shrink my head so you can see what's going on. We'll click on development here. We'll create that branch. We'll close that out. So now we have that branch here, 15 generate TFC. We'll go over here. I want to go and do git add all, git stash save. And by the way, if you're wondering what stash is, I know I didn't really talk about this, but if we type in git stash list, it's just a place where you can temporarily store stuff. So here we've placed it onto our stash. Okay. And so now we can check out that branch, git checkout. This one's called, well, we should do a fetch first. Git fetch to see the new branch. There it is. We'll say git checkout 15, generate TFRC, git pull. And now we'll do git stash apply. Okay, and so now that is added there. We can go back to our documentation and just tell them that we did that script there. So Go down below, issues with Terraform Cloud. We have automated the process using, Workaround with the following bash script. So here, which is bin generate TFRC credentials. Credentials, great, and that'll be the same thing. So bin, there it is. Okay, hopefully I spelt it the same twice. And there's one other thing that we did here is in this file, we actually have this environment variable that we want to keep track of. So we'll go over to here. Okay, we'll say your secret Terraform Cloud token. All right. And we'll refresh that here. We'll add all the changes. This is, we're in the right branch now, so we say 15. So generate workaround for Terraform login with Gitpod. Okay, so we'll go ahead and commit that. We will sync those changes. We'll go back over to here. We'll checkbox off those two because we are good. We are going to go over to our pull requests. We'll create a new pull request. But this is the thing is that we are doing this all by ourselves. We're working with a team. They would catch our mistakes, but we can still make mistakes because we're ending up in a pattern of repetition and you get overly confident with it. But there's not much we can do about that unless we start having other boot campers review other people's pull requests, which might be too extreme. We'll go here and say create the pull request and we'll create it. And we will squash it. We will confirm it. And we will go back over here. We will do git checkout main. We will do git pull. Repetition's great. You get really good at this stuff very quickly. Okay, we'll go back over here to our code. We will check our tags. We are on 070. So I want to tag this git tag 080. Be careful you don't muck up your tags. Git push tags. And we are in great shape. So there we go. Okay, so yeah, there we are. So that's all we want to do there. I'm glad that ChatGPT made it so much easier. Again, if you don't want to go through all this hassle, you're having a hard time, you can go to that branch and go find that code there and save yourself some time. 7 is not it, it's 8, right? It just didn't show up there. But I honestly would ask you to do it yourself, right? Okay, so we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.